Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Space Quest 4. I think we've accomplished everything we need to at the Galaxy Galleria Mall. We haven't really looked too much at the Hurt So Good in this game. In the floppy disk version, it was called the Radio Shock, which got Sierra sued. That's a discussion for another day, I think. Because we don't need anything from in there until later. So in every Space Quest game, I've said that there's a really annoying part here. And this is this game's first annoying part. Let's see if we can figure it out. So you come in here, go around the back, a time pod appears with two secret police agents. And if you go back to the entrance area of the mall, they zap you. So what we have to do is lure them on a bit of a chase. And that's when it gets really annoying. The other thing we haven't really seen is this skaterama here in the middle. We're gonna go up. Up. Over and down. Stop spinning, Roger.
Well, maybe. It's worth a try.
There's a technique to that. Okay. Alright, and that was not as complicated as I made it. And we need this combination here, which is 3 dashes, almost a digital 9, a U, or a smiley face, 3 dashes, another almost 9 thing, and the double exclamation points. Then we need the combination we've got in the first section of the game for Xenon. And that is smiley face, question mark, smiley face, F, F, digital 9, and then table with something floating over it.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
All right, we're back in Space Quest 12. And that's not where we wanted to go just yet. Because we need one item from another time sector. Now, we have this chewing gum here.
These symbols look vague.
Looks like it's smiley face, F, and then T. But there's no first half of that code.
An SQ4 hint book.
If we look at this hint book, we have a whole mess of stuff. So what I want to do is, as long as the sequel players don't get me, I'm just going to read these things. But I'm going to cut that out and put it at the end of the episode, so we're not stuck here if you don't care to watch this or hear all these. Okay, I'm in the stupid time pod. Where can I go? Where do you think?
You can't use that.
Someplace where the sun don't shine. Ulence Flats if you had the coordinates.
Oh, great. Only half the answer showed. It must be a defective hint module.
E, I, and then whatever that thing is. Backwards E. And that's that's the other half of the code in the chewing gum wrapper here. I'm in a strange room inside the supercomputer. Scary eyeball-looking things stare at me. Biomechanical bones liven up the area nicely. How do I get the door open? Use the Ovaltine, Roger. The Jaws of Life would be most helpful. Since neither of these items are the game, try this code. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's probably not the right code. Only an idiot would use that code. Since that one didn't work, try this one. 69, 65, 84, 76, 69. I do not think this one is randomly generated. Except that we do get two codes that we need. The Xenon code. So it's that one. The Ulence Flats code, I mean. I may have said Xenon. Then the happy face. Then the F thingy. And then the T.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
The way Gary pauses between quad quark and drives led me for years to parse that sentence wrong. It's the powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. It doesn't drive Rev to life, whatever that means. And here we are, back in Space Quest 1 EGA. The VGA remake did not make it into this section for some reason. And if you remember from the remake, the time pod appeared here as we were leaving in the ship that was parked there. Betcha Tiny's not here.
At the bottom of this excavation is a small craft almost totally buried in dirt. You remember barely making it back out when the engine died.
And this is very similar to the way AGI text box.
This must be the Yugo of spaceships. You wonder why anyone would bother to lock it.
Volkswagen versus Yugo.
This is the tale of a ship parked for business at the Ulence Flats bar.
Aw, cripes! I hate it when that happens!
Thousands of volts pass through your cranium, turning your brain into a quivering mass of short-circuited neurons, which effectively terminates all interpretation of sensory impulses. Your musculature spasms for the last time as the force field shock causes you to give up the ghost.
Let's do that again, or not. No pile of dirt.
Looks like ordinary sand to me, Roger. You don't know what it says, but you're sure it's not flattering. The sign indicates that this establishment is not open for business. For all of your droid-related needs, see us when we're open.
And they've very obviously closed down everything but where you want to go.
As you check out the sand bikes, you wonder what kind of cheeseball would own one.
And it's not doing the display.
The old bar is still here. The smell of Coronian ale stinks up the place. The aroma leads you to remember vividly your previous visit here. You break out in a cold sweat. There's some writing on the wall above the stairs. Perhaps it says, "Watch your step." You see two guys singing. The band members have nothing of interest. They don't have time to talk.
Are there other bands in this, or is it just the Blues Brothers? Not the Blues Brothers. It might just be them.
You see a man behind the bar serving drinks. You see a book of matches on the bar countertop. Your attempt to get the matches failed.
Well, looky here. If it ain't Mr. Look at Me, I'm in VGA. What's the matter? Monochrome not good enough for you? What's this? 256 colors all for one little bitmapped wimp? What a waste of VGA. Hey, fellas, I bet I can toss them all the way out from the bottom of the stairs. Bet you nail.
That was not nice.
Boy, that was close.
All right.
You hear a high-pitched... Nice reflexes. Life is pounded loose from your body by the impact of the sand bike. Now this is a pain that'll linger.
So we get to play dodge the bikes from the rest of this section here, which is annoying.
You hear a high-pitched whine from the... Boy, that was close. You pick up the book of matches. You hear
If you jump too soon, you get run over anyway. If you jump too late, you get run over.
a high-pitched whine from the east. Boy, that was close.
All right. Now, we can go back to Space Quest 12.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
And we are back to Space Quest 12, and we have everything, I think, that we need except for one item, which we don't know about yet. There's the ship we rode up in from the surface.
Your innate sense of curiosity makes you wish you knew the way to open this thing. None of the codes you punch in seem to have any effect on the door.
This is an inventory game. Let's check our inventory. A rabbit.
A darn cute bunny. You have a jar of green acid. Well, there's not much left of the lock now.
That, if you recall, from seems like forever ago, is the acid that was chasing us in the sewer system. Okay. So we don't know what that's about yet.
We're glad you could play Space Quest 4. As usual, you've been a real pantload.
Okay, so there's some kind of lasers in there.
You don't need to look at that. This long tunnel contains 3 circular steel portals, each containing nozzle-like projections. You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stogie between your lips, apply a lit match, and proceed to nearly hack up a lung. You cast the old stogie to the ground.
Using the cigar that the Monolith Burger manager threw at us, we've revealed the laser beams that cross this tunnel. And we need to use this device here to rotate them. That's pretty close there. There we go. That should be pretty close. Second one needs to go... Is this not degrees? Alright, we got points down, which means that's the one that's going to work. It must not be degrees, it must be some other alien angle measurement. And here we are in the supercomputer center. And this is what we needed to know before we could go to Radio Shack. And I am actually not going to write this
You hear an electronic hum approaching from ahead of you. You hear an electronic hum approaching from your left. Now you knew he was coming, didn't you?
Okay. That droid will ruin your plans to sneak around this place. They are patrolling that area and will zap you. So we need to go back to Space Quest 10. In the mall sector specifically.
The powerful quad time and nothing.
It is really hard for me to read this on the screen. Alright.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
And I think we are free of the sequel police. Unless we try to leave the mall again. And we have gone slightly over. So we're going to save the game right here and come back next time and finish out the mall section of this game. Thanks for watching. I'm in a long tunnel with light visible at the far end. What should I do? Maybe you're having a near-death experience.
You can't use that.
Go for it. Haven't you ever seen Poltergeist? Go into the light, Carol Ann. The wound where the tentacled venomite ripped my larynx out keeps getting infected. Help.
Nothing.
Have you been picking it again? That'll only make it worse. Have you found the iodine dispenser? Have you found the bottle of peroxide? Have you found the salt shaker? Mix the iodine into the peroxide and shake some salt into it. Apply the mixture to the wound. Scrape yourself off the ceiling and get on with the game. I can't seem to find the one-armed man anywhere, asked Bob. Why, who do you think you're fooling? There's no one-armed man. You made it all up, Kimball. Turn yourself in. You can't find the one-armed man, so don't bother looking. Okay, he's at the carnival. I can't hear what the two guys at the bar are saying. Have you tried typing listen to men? Oh, that's right, this is a parserless game. Click the ear icon on the men. Oh, that's right, there's no ear icon either. Click the eye icon on the men. That didn't help either, did you think it would? Just fooling, there's no way to hear what they're saying. That'll teach you to read ahead in this hint book. Strawberry is to sky as fire engine is to blueberry. India. Good dental hygiene, or putting the key card into the slot on the dracometer, and turning on the viewfinder. When I try to splice the vidlink cable to the Venusian holomat, I end up irradiating myself with deadly plutonium. What do I do now? Good question. So far, our best solution is to seal yourself in a 50 by 50 foot block of concrete. Then bury yourself at least 1,500 feet deep, preferably in an unpopulated, undeveloped area. Avoid salt mines or areas where concrete or corrosion might breach the concrete. Try not to talk to or touch anybody or anything for the next 50,000 years. There is a large, slimy creature not blocking the door to the custodian's room at the Magmethian building. That's not even a question. Okay, so how do I get past the large, slimy creature blocking the door to the custodian's room in the Magmethian building? What do you think he's waiting for? He's undoubtedly waiting for a custodian. If he wants a custodian, he probably needs some of that awful pine-scented sawdust. Give pine-scented sawdust to creature. Again, this is not a parser game. I've got the book on running the suborbital survey. What do I do with it? This one's easy. Read it. Make note of any particularly important features and events. Did you enjoy the book? Why or why not? Explain your answer, giving examples from the text. Be brief. I think this is the 2 more pages. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. We'll call your family in the hospital right away, Mrs. Fletcher. That was a very annoying TV commercial back in the 80s, maybe early 90s. I've just started the game. I've got the ampule of Megahall 256, the wad of chewing tobacco, and the open can of classic DNA. What now? What now? What more did you want? Have you tried inhaling the Megahall? Have you tried chewing the wad of tobacco? Have you tried sipping some classic DNA? Gosh, those didn't work. Put the tobacco and the ampule into the can and shake. Go into the room with the defibrillator, pour the mixture into it, and go 3 screens to the left. After the explosion, go back into the room and take the ID chip from the dead guard. Get into the pod, go to the horse's asteroid, fight the security drones, and put the ID chip into the second servo booth. Climb into the subsystem computer and use the... I can't even read that, the font's too weird. To access the vector panel, cut the green and lavender wires and step back. You win. Congratulations. I installed the game as per instruction. The game freezes up. What am I doing wrong? Your computer room is too cold. Make sure your thermostat is set above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Is there a fix available for this? I walk into the first room to get the message, oops, you tried something we didn't think of. Oops, you asked something we didn't think of. My computer has a 5 1/4 inch drive, and this game only comes in 3.5 only. How can I get a bigger disc? So far, there are no good methods. Don't fall for ads depicting miracle methods such as pumps, hormone pills, or injections. Your best bet is to tell yourself that it's not the size that counts. Oh wait, did you say disc? Alright,